shoes dug into my head.
I love how you're worked up about teenagers lying. Yes, I am. It's called Among Us, dude. Are you kidding me? That was like an entire genre, and it made people's careers, okay?
I felt mine was a nose. Mine was her nail was so on, like scratched my nose. I was like,
oh, cheer! Everyone always had a broken nose. Everyone's nose is always crooked.
You're too flyer, right? Can you see like your like air vest, Scorpio?
Girl, I'm so not
lie.
flexible anymore. But no, you're good.
No, dude,
okay,
like,
yeah.
Once I saw
Wait, do that again. Why are you not pulling your toe?
She's a Jordan. She's not gonna crease the Jordan.
I did feel like everybody was kind of like more like shifted towards this way, and I was kind of like the outlier. So I was like, oh, I'm trying to inject myself into the conversation.
Made people's careers, biggest self-report yet. What, me saying Among Us made people's like streaming careers as a self-report to you? How was it a self-report? It was literally the most popular fucking genre for like the past year, bro. You fucking idiot. What, like a self-report as in like I'm reporting the truth? Or that I know what the truth is? Is that what I just reported to you?
Without like seeming too like sus or anything.
Actually, my parent doesn't know I'm in cheer.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I didn't have my cheer uniform because I put it away. So. Like,
oh, he's saying it made my career. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, remember when Among Us was the most important thing that I did when I played like a total of 20 hours? I think in the past year, way less than anybody else. Except everyone still says like AOC and Among Us was the most, was my biggest stream. Even though, a fucking election cycle occurred this past year. Where I lost viewers playing Among Us.
I hid it away, and like my dad threw it out. I was like, "Where's that bag?" And like he said, "I throw it away. I thought you don't use it." I'm like, "Oh my God, there's go $1,000 my
Cheer
uniform."
uniforms are so expensive, especially like
so
all stores.
Yeah. Do you guys know like what bows of London are?
Yes. Yeah.
We like added up like how much it would be for like the whole team, and it was like thousands of dollars just for bows that we wear like 2 days. It's the most expensive sport.
NCA and then like.
I feel like people don't think cheer is a sport because they think like we're just doing like in the sideline.
I
Just
don't want to get like controversial, but I feel like high school cheer isn't as much because you're not competing for anything.
Yeah, depends on your level.
Oh wait, there's like CIF.
I competed in high school, and like Arizona cheer for high school, when they compete, they're really good.
I really don't think it's anybody here. So
I don't think it's anybody here. I think we're them all out.
I didn't think it was either of them though either.
But, like,
I actually did.
I
did
too.
Because I was like doing like cost and
They're so dumb, dude. God damn. Maybe they like tumbled too hard on their heads or something. How the fuck do you not recognize that like this is literally she is faking tasks. She is such a sussy baka. She has literally shown time and time again, like it's literally me. It's me, guys.
I was like doing that. I was like, London did like some dance, like it's kind of dancey to me. That's why I was like, that's why I did.
Yeah, and like not as sharp.
No, wait,
I don't like coaches always.
Guys, don't vote for me. It's not me.
We went to another round, so I just kind of went with the person I thought was the least convincing.
Oh my God, they're so dumb. She's like, this is why I left cheerleading, because they're a bunch of bitches.
If you want to continue playing, please raise your hand in 3, 2, 1.
Cross your finger.
The only one that was a little sussed out of the pigtails was her. She was the only one that looked at her like a little weirdly.
Wait, I'm like a little sus about you, girl. I don't know
Which
why.
one? No, I trust her. I trust her. I trust her.
Still Anaya. I don't know why. I just had like a suspicion.
Maybe they're gonna think that like I'm just like kind of throwing on some sweats and kind of showed up.
If the lights turn green, that means you have voted out the mole and you win. If the light turns
Hung
red,
voted
that
for
means
her?
the mole is still in the box and you lose.
They're holding hands, dude.
Yeah! Yay!
I was wrong. I'm so wrong. Who was it?
Sorry for accusing you.
What? No shot. I was so fucking convinced. No shot.
I was like, wait a second.
I feel like I've seen her ad
I feel like you looked familiar walking in. I was like,
Will the mole please step forward and reveal yourself in 3, 2, 1.
I thought it was her.
No, she threw me off with a toe touch tug.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like dancey. That's why dancey was like.
I did gymnastics.
Ageism was correct. Oh my god, dude, that's crazy. I was so wrong. I was like, not only was she a cheerleader, but she also was like a coach for cheerleading. Motherfucker, this is why you can't say I pre-watch these things, okay? I was so convinced, dude. Holy fucking shit, I was so convinced.
For me, cheer is very much about like teamwork and sportsmanship and like working together.
It definitely has taught me to be a very selfless person.
It's a way of radiating your energy onto others.
In the cheerleading world, seeing a guy in there is kind of like, oh, are you actually a cheerleader? So I have to like prove myself more. That's why I have to do all this stuff, like make me fit in. Oh, that was bad. Get that.
Dude, I was straight up like quadruple lost because I really thought like, not only was I convinced that it was the other person, not only was I convinced it was the fucking other person, but also on top of that, like I was convinced that the older lady was like a cheer boss, basically. Okay, so we got Lee Retardé, how do you... Rodarte. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't. Okay? Stop. Stop. I saw you watch Jody JRC. What? I have a learning disability, you fuck. Oh my fucking god. Shut up! Shut up. Shut up. If you watch the unlisted one, the Colonel is great. I kind of want to watch this. The Colonel Russell Williams.
The authoritarian
The Michael Rafferty one is boring as fuck. Bro, your dad literally wrote a book praising capitalism. I don't know if you're aware of this, but like, I've talked about how my fucking defending assault, defending assault. Oh my god. Illiterate is not mad because there are people smarter than him. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This guy is like... Literally everything this guy has done in here is just like... Wow, at least he had the golden kappa at some point. Bro, there's freaks like this. Oh, we all did? Yikes, dude. Yikes. Easy? I mean, yeah, easy ban, I guess. Dude, that's crazy. He like literally only... So what are your credentials, boss? Remind us of your credentials, please. Typical utopia liberal who refuses to accept that capitalism is the only stable system that might help finish the DLC content in Dark Souls. Oh. Like, that's kind of sad. Aside from like the DLC content Dark Souls one, like all of this is just fucking sad. Imagine being an Erdogan pet dog and progressive at the same time. Bro, you and Jenk are Erdogan pets? No wonder. No, there's no way this is like a fucking... straight out of Erdogan's playbook. Bro, that's so sad, dude. What a fucking sad existence, dude. That's crazy. That is like actually fucking crazy sad, dude. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna tweet that I'm doing the fucking murder shit again. Back on the murder train. Let's go. Time for your murder boners. It's murder time, boys. It's murder time on the... Have you watched Inside Bo Burnham? Yes. That was kind of sad. I get kind of sad when I see comments like that, dude. Why is he accusing you of being an Erdogan supporter? You're super anti-Erdogan. I think a lot of people, some people just like try to throw shit at a wall, hoping that I will finally like land on something. This video is triggering talk about sexual assault, by the way. Okay. I mean, these all come with trigger warnings, a litany of trigger warnings, so you know. You have been warned. Just try to get Bo on the podcast. Okay. I mean, this detective is a beast. You will love it. Okay.
Power structure of any military institution.
What about the book that the chat is making? No, my dad has written books about what is it called? Rekabet. I don't know what it is in English. Like competition. Yeah, he's a super capitalist. It's not a secret. I've literally talked about it before. He's a college professor. Why would I fucking be ashamed or like hide that? I don't give a shit. My fucking dad. I read trigger warnings achieve the opposite effect. Maybe. Dude, half the chat's parents are fucking QAnon supporters. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Chat is a bunch of unvaccinated QAnon supporters? Like, that's so dumb. There's literally a concept called sins of your father. This is what you're trying to what? Like that's the message that you're on board with. That's like the attitude that you want to bring to the table here. Chatters who are lucky have liberal like chatters who are lucky have like MSNBC loving lib ass parents. Most of chat is, yeah, all of our parents have fucking shit politics. Debate your dad. He refuses to speak English. So, not happening. Anyway, let's go.
retains a psychological emphasis that is imperative to how its inner systems operate. The hierarchical command creates a centralized authority that encompasses a vast amount of behavioral science and refinement. The armed forces systematically develops its officers to make dispassionate and strategically calculated decisions that in times of war will often have a dramatic impact on both the service personnel serving under their command and for the civilian population inhabiting the area of conflict.
Yeah, the civilian population love when armed personnel come in their fucking towns, dude.
The importance of conformity and obedience is relentlessly ingrained into volunteers throughout indoctrination, and essentially forges a mindset that ensures the fast and accurate transmission of orders and communications. There is no room for error nor hesitation in the field of military operations, and total respect and acquiescence to any superior is essential. This is the reason enlisted personnel are commonly addressed by surnames or nicknames, whereas officers are recognized by rank, and the higher an officer climbs in the command structure, the greater the importance of these hierarchical monikers become. David Russell Williams enrolled in the Royal Canadian Air Force in 1987 and was soon promoted to captain by January 1st.
I forget that Canada has a military all the time. Like, it's always so funny to me when I'm reminded that, like, there is a Canadian military. Anyways, keep going.
1991. From that moment on, he would have been addressed as Sir by his subordinates and Captain Williams by his superiors. Described as an elite pilot and shining bright star of the military, he quickly rose through the ranks and was promoted to colonel in June of 2004, while also being appointed the role of commanding officer at CFB Trenton, Canada's largest Air Force base. He was essentially in full command of over 7,000 military personnel, all of whom would have then referred to him as Colonel or Colonel Williams without exception. This would have afforded him an extensive amount of psychosocial equanimity and confidence, and wasn't exclusive to his work life.
That is an expensive ass word, dude. This one's a bold one. My man said equanimity. Psychosocial equanimity. God damn, dude.
Title of colonel would have been printed on all forms of identification, and every formal encounter would sanctify this military standing. A doctor, lawyer, police officer, or any other figure of authority would recognize and comply to the traditional courtesy of addressing him by his professional rank, boosting his composure and self-assurance each and every time as his elevated social standing and military achievements were accentuated for all to see. There was one exception, however, and that was the day he met Detective Sergeant Jim Smith. Before clarifying this,
I hear this detective is cracked, so I'm excited.
Psychological relevance as to why a senior detective would purposefully refrain from addressing a highly respected military commander by his formal title. First, consolidate each of the elements and circumstances that led to the crossing.
Damn, bro, he's already fucking coming in with the. He's already coming in hot by by using his government name and not sir. It's kind of wild. Is it like that? Is that how it is in Canada? Because, like, I feel like in America, we don't venerate our vets like that much. You know what I mean? Like, it's all fake. Yes, we do. No, people just say, like, thank you for your service, but, I mean, people don't really care. Like, I think people fake care. You know what I mean? If you're an active commander, the biggest Air Force base dog, we do, but it's completely service level. We do for the higher ranks.
Of paths between these two profoundly dissimilar yet equally fascinating individuals. 10 days earlier, on January 28th of 2010, Andy Lloyd received a call from his mother around midday stating that his younger sister, 27-year-old Jessica Lloyd, had failed to show up to work and wasn't responding to phone calls or text messages. He immediately drove to her isolated home on Ontario's Highway 37 and discovered she wasn't there. There was no sign of a break-in, yet Jessica was known for...
I'll tell you, a country that absolutely does not give a shit that someone's like a veteran, Turkey. Everyone's a veteran. Like, you don't even think about it. Because everyone fucking serves. So, like, no one gives a shit. It's not, like, special. You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do? Someone's gonna be like, "Oh, excuse me, sir, I'm a veteran. Please respect me." And then the other guy will be like, "Yeah, so am I, idiot."
Leaving her doors unlocked, and all of her personal items were still inside the premises, including her phone, passport, and driver's license. Ottawa is known for its remarkably low crime rate and widely recognized as the safest
But I guess they're
city
high
in
ranking,
Canada.
so it's
the
different.
local authorities had resources to spare, and a missing persons investigation was launched immediately, which included an entire division from the Ottawa Police Force, over 2,000 members of the public, and even a specialist search and rescue unit from the Canadian Air Force. The word spread extremely fast across the city through the
Damn, bro, that's sus as fuck. What did they use his own Air Force that he was a part of in the base to find the fucking person?
Help of the media. And on the second day of Jessica's disappearance, an anonymous member of the public came forward with vital information. He stated that while driving home from work the night before, at roughly 3 a.m., he drove past Jessica's house and noticed an SUV parked in a field just a short distance away. He stated that he remembered feeling that something just seemed off, as it was parked in such an unusual area at such a late hour, and he had drove past the premises thousands of times before and not once seen the vehicle before that moment. Police immediately canvassed the area in question, where they found tire tracks in the field and boot prints leading up to Jessica's house. They had attained their first two significant pieces of evidence, which then became the foundation for the next stages of the investigation. Police immediately set up 6 roadblocks throughout the surrounding area and stopped every SUV that passed in the hope of finding a match to the tire tracks. They reportedly stopped over 200 vehicles over the next 4 days, yet had no luck, and were on the verge of reassigning their manpower from the roads to conduct foot patrols in off-road areas and pathways. However, at roughly 7:30 p.m. on February 4th, their luck did a full 180, as the sports utility vehicle of Colonel Russell Williams was stopped. He was reportedly polite and nonchalant about what he thought was a routine traffic procedure and was sent on his way after just 90 seconds. Unbeknownst to him, he was immediately placed under police surveillance from that moment on, as his tires came up as a complete match to the tracks found in the field near Jessica Lloyd's house. 2 days later, on Sunday, February the 7th, he received a call from police headquarters in Ottawa asking him to visit the premises for the purpose of answering questions in relation to an ongoing investigative matter. The colonel didn't inquire further and agreed to drop into the police station immediately. He reportedly told his wife that he would be back for dinner before setting off and arrived at the headquarters shortly before 3 p.m., where he was greeted by Detective Sergeant Jim Smith, a trained polygraph technician.
That's a fake name, dude. My man's name is Jim Smith. Can't trust him. Don't care. Don't care if he's very capable, okay? That's Jim Smith, really? 2 first names? Can't trust him. Jail. Bad vibes. Fucked. Vibes? Fucked.
And
hey, what's going on? I'm Jim Smith. I'm Jonathan Henry. Nope. Not happening.
Senior investigator of the policing.
I guess Smith is not really a first name. Is Smith not a first name? Is Smith not a first name? No? Okay, fuck that one up. It still sounds fake though. Who the fuck is named Smith? I went to high school with a Smith. It's like a most common last name. I guess it's, yeah. It's the most common last name. Like the famous Smith Will.
Behavioral Sciences Unit.
You just have a seat here, Russell. I'm just going to move your gloves here. That's a little microphone, just to make sure there's nice and clear. As you can see here, everything in this room is videotaped and audio taped. You ever been interviewed by the police in a room like this before? Or?
I have never been interviewed like this.
Oh, no? Okay.
I guess the closest interview by NIS for top secret clearance.
What is going on at this point, dude? What are you, like, appropriating like a Japanese haircut or something? What the fuck is this, dude? Motherfucker literally looks like he's from the Edo era. What the fuck? Straight up put a bowl in the front. I mean, what is happening, dude? It's like a little square patch in the front. What is he got, a QR code, dude? You walk up with a phone? scan that shit, takes you to a website. Just go bald at that point. Yeah, like literally, this is so crazy.
Oh, yeah?
There are 3 types of security clearance for all military institutions serving under NATO: confidential, secret, and the highest being top secret, which is what the colonel just specified. This takes roughly 8 months to be cleared for, and only a very select few are given this level of jurisdiction, as unauthorized disclosure of top secret information could cause exceptionally grave damage to national security. It took just over 40 seconds for the colonel to remind the detective of who he was, and just how important he was. It's a testament to his self-conceited air of invincibility, and just how assured he felt in the present situation.
All right. Well, again, Russell, I appreciate you coming in.
The gasconade is casually acknowledged, yet quickly brushed to one side by the detective, followed by the informal address to the subject using his first name.
Secret.
He immediately sets
like,
the
I don't give
stage
a
for the
shit.
interview, and takes the colonel down from his elevated platform for the sole purpose of stripping away confidence. This increases the telling signs in body language and intonation when information is fabricated, and also decreases cognitive stamina, lessening the amount of time an individual can keep a facade before they essentially break. Placing the subject on an even platform also allows for the investigator to both exercise and mystify his own powers, which will serve a significant purpose during the later stages of the interrogation. This is all done in a manner that demoralizes the subject, while at the same time maintains an appropriate level of rapport, and gives reason for the detective's non-confrontational disposition.
An investigation like this, I mean, I'm sure you can appreciate it's been big news, especially down Belleville way. And, you know, obviously our approach to cases like this is that we don't give up on somebody being alive until we get evidence that they're not. So because of that, we're treating Jessica's case as an emergent situation, obviously. Yeah. So we're fast forwarding things that we might normally take our time with. And that's why we're here on a Sunday afternoon. Sure. So again, I appreciate it. No we're going to do a pretty thorough interview today. Okay. And the reason for that is because
Canadians are so funny. Like they're starving for like Canadian centric content that like immediately they're like, oh my God. Oh, don't you know? I live right there. I live right there to the murder. That's crazy. There's like fucking 5 people that live in Canada, bro. Of course you know every fucking murder that happened. Ottawa gang, rise up!
Because the last thing we want is to be calling people back again and again and again, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go over a number of things, and I'm going to explain what all those are to you, okay? I'm a big coffee guy. I don't know if you're a coffee...
Canadians love being like, I live right there! Right there is like 5 hours away by drive, but because there's like 11 Canadians that are alive, it's still technically right there. Oh, yeah. I remember when this murder happened right down the street, don't you know? Where did it happen? 5 hours away? You know? A day's drive. That's pretty close.
I didn't want to drink in front of you, so...
No, I appreciate that.
All right, go ahead.
I could definitely... Are they black?
Yeah, they're just black with sugar. All right, and again, like I said, this interview is going to be very thorough. But again... I have a simple rule when I talk to people. It's I'm sure you're the same way. I treat everybody with respect. I don't want to ask you to do the same for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by going through what your rights are, okay? Just like everybody else, okay? Have you ever read your rights before?
No.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen it on TV a whole bunch of times, but that's usually the American version. So I'll go over with you briefly, okay? Russell, just to avoid any confusion, because people do get confused.
Dude. And then Canada has the audacity to act like they're a separate nation, dude.
Confused when they're talked to by the police.
The American version.
You're obviously not under arrest.
I gotta pee so bad. Holy.
Anytime you feel you want to leave here, you feel free to do so. The door's not locked. Teresa will walk you down the lobby anytime you want, okay?
Although the subject was free to leave at any time, there was a very subtle yet highly effective subconscious strategy set in place to try to stop this from happening. The detective has sat between Russell and the door. You will see this method utilized in almost every interrogation, as it's a subliminal message essentially telling the subject, if you want out of this room, you have to go through me. It's been argued that this can act as an imperative emotional barrier that has often prevented many suspects from leaving these areas of which they are most vulnerable and susceptible to incrimination.
If there's anything that comes up in our interview today, Russell, that you feel you want to talk to a lawyer about, you just let me know, okay? Sure. And the reason for that is I want to explain to you exactly what's going on here, okay? Jessica Lloyd is one of 4 cases that we're currently investigating, okay? Right. And essentially what's happened is over the past about 4 or 5 months, there have been 4 occurrences, that, like I said, that we're looking into. 2 of those occurrences occurred in September of 2009, and very briefly, they were up in the Tweed area. They involved somebody entering 2 different women's houses in the evening hours and committing sexual acts. Okay.
During 2009, there were 34 break-ins and attempted break-ins in the quiet town of Orleans, Ottawa, resulting in the theft of hundreds of intimate female garments, 1 incident of rape, and 1 incident of forcible confinement. All of these occurrences took place not far from the home of Russell Williams, who is now the prime suspect for each of these infractions at the time of his interrogation.
In November of 2009, a young lady by the name of Marie-France Como, was found murdered in her home in Brighton. And we believe that there was a sexual component to that crime as well.
Corporal Marie-France Como was a 37-year-old military traffic technician based at CFB Trenton. She was raped and suffocated to death inside her home in late November of 2009, which the colonel was also the prime suspect for at this moment.
And then most recently we have Jessica Lloyd's disappearance, okay? So essentially, when you're looking at those kind of crimes, we're looking at a number of different potential criminal charges, right? We're looking at issues all the way from the most serious one, which is first-degree murder, kidnapping, sexual assault, break and enter with intent to commit sexual assault, forcible confinement, okay? And so what I want to make sure you understand, and this is what we've been doing with everybody we've been talking to, is that clearly, when we find out who's responsible for one or all of those crimes, they could be charged with one or all of those offenses, okay? Whether it's you or whether it's anybody else, right?
The best comment I've seen thus far on the hairstyle is someone said that dude's got a Hitler mustache on his head. That was very good. I did not think about that. You won't be laughing at this when you're off your balding meds, brother? Yeah, that's why I'm not going to get off of them.
And that's why it's important that we make sure that people understand what they have to do and what they don't have to do when they're talking to us, okay? So as I said before, any point today you feel the need, you want to speak to a lawyer, you let me know, and we can take you to a room where you can do that in private, okay? Is there any reason you want to call a lawyer now?
No.
Okay.
These first 2 attacks happened not that far from my place.
Holy shit, brother. Did not realize that the entire nation state of Canada was watching right now. Crazy. I take it back. Tim Hortons, don't you know? Very good coffee.
Well, the second one did.
Thank you, Souveriniste, for the 50 tier 1 gift subs.
Reasonably close as well, but the second one was very close.
Yeah.
So certainly at the time, the OPP did a door-to-door.
Yeah.
And within a couple of days, probably the same night, so I spoke with a couple guys then.
Dude, why is he so fucking low, dude? This one's called the whisper technique, where if you make sure the detective can't hear you, you win.
The analysis of vocal intonation is a tricky thing when dealing with interrogations, as it cannot be used as evidence in court. Yet intuition would give many the sense that discomposure is emanating from...
I was just kidding. I didn't realize that was actually what he was doing, kind of.
The colonel at this moment. The way he is speaking comes across as slightly nervous and unsure. He would appear to most as being agitated in the manner he is both processing information and communicating his responses. This type of cognitive recognition is a difficult thing to articulate into words, and investigators simply characterize it as gut instinct, which Detective Jim Smith would have no doubt been feeling at this moment. He would have been almost certain that the man sitting before him was guilty simply by the way he was talking, quiet with a hint of nervousness, incongruent with how a military commander would normally carry himself.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm aware of that from looking at the different cases. And essentially, Russell, in a nutshell, that's what we wanted to talk to you about. Okay, those 4 cases are of concern to us, and you know, you've kind of almost hit the nail on the head about some of our issues that kind of make us want to talk to Russell Williams. Okay, because essentially there was a connection between you and all 4 of those cases. Would you agree? Geographically,
and then I guess
or
I drive past. Yes, I would have to say there's a connection. Yeah.
The colonel is asked to state his movements and activity over the past 4 days, which is known in forensic psychology as gathering pretext. The detective wants to get an initial...
Bro, that gum chewing is like automatically sussy as fuck. It's not like he's chewing the gum like he's, you know, like he's ready to do a murder on Jim Smith.
Initial alibi.
I mean, I chew gum all the time. You never see me go. If you see me chewing gum like that, like, you know.
The suspect before the confrontational phase of the interrogation begins. This is the most calm a state that he intends to keep Russell in before he ramps up the pressure, and a more relaxed suspect often results in more detailed pretext, thus more information to scrutinize and correlate with any changes made at a later stage.
Friday on the day, I was. Friday on the day I was at home most of the time. Most of the day I had a sort of a stomach flu.
Okay. In Ottawa or Tweed?
Tweed.
In Tweed?
Tweed is a village in Ontario where the colonel had a second vacation.
Literally a fake place, dude. You cannot convince me Canada is a real country. Motherfucker's got a place called Tweed, dude. Come on. Really? Really, Canada? You're gonna fucking act like this is a real country? And then have places called Tweed? Okay.
Home located roughly 125 miles from his house in Ottawa.
Okay. So we backtrack then. So all day Friday, you're at home.
Yeah.
And then what time do you leave to go to the base to sleep there on the Friday night?
Not sure. Probably just, went in for just before bed. So I probably left Tweed at between 8 and 9 or so.
Dude, I hate this, dude. He's so low. Speak up, motherfucker. Why is he talking like this?
Okay. And you get to the base and spend the evening there and get up for the 5:30?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
So we backtrack from there. When did you arrive at your home at the cottage? I don't want to get confused between your home in Ottawa and the home in Tweed. So,
no, I had been in Tweed all week.
Yeah.
The week prior now. Yeah, I think that's the case. I was in Tweed all week. Flew Saturday. Headed to Ottawa Saturday night.
Okay. So if you didn't have the stomach flu on the Friday, what was your schedule that day?
8, really.
Okay.
What would have been my schedule? Just a standard schedule in the office.
Okay.
So, ops brief in the morning, a couple of meetings. I can't remember what the specifics were going to be.
Okay, so...
Bro, he's so quiet, even the subtitles didn't pick him up.
Thursday night, you slept at Tweed? Or you...
Yep.
All right. And what...
Would you marry a Canadian? 100% yes. Are you kidding me? Canadian women are the best, dude.
Did you do Thursday during the day?
Thursday during the day, I was at the base again. I think it was a fairly standard day. I can't recall exactly, but yeah, nothing. I was not flying, so I was at the base. So I would have gone in early in the morning, back in the evening again.
Okay.
The method of gathering pretext is then focused on the murder of Marie-France Como.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to walk you through November, but I'm going to take you to a date that's probably pretty fresh in your mind, the day that Marie-France Como.
Yeah.
Do you remember how you found out?
I do. Yeah, I was sent an email.
Found out?
Well, as soon as the ops staff and the base learned, they told me.
Okay.
So I got an email. I can't remember if it was late at night or early in the morning. It was certainly, I saw it I want to say first thing in the morning, because I had just come back from Ottawa. I was in Ottawa for a set of meetings on one of the days. I can't remember what day of the week we're talking about, but yeah, no, I mean, obviously when your people gets killed, it gets your attention. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I very much remember that.
This guy's about to be like, I could not have done the murder. I'm too quiet as a person. It's called the whisper technique. Also known as whisper of a dream. I could not have done the murder. Look at my hairstyle. Does this resemble the hairstyle of a murderer? I think not.
And how did you know Marie France Coleman?
I'd only met her once. She was on a crew I was on just after I got to the base.
Okay. Do you know roughly when that happened?
That we were on the same crew?
The time you met her, the one time there, yeah.
It was soon after I got to the base, so I don't remember exactly, but I would say in the first couple of months, so August, September.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you got that email notifying you that something had happened.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of a clear recollection as to how your schedule was going that week?
Well, I can't remember what day that the message came in. Just a second. No, I can't remember what day of the week, but I'm just thinking there was a whole bunch of activity spun up as a result, obviously. No, I can't remember the day of the week.
This was the third time in quick succession the colonel stated that he couldn't remember the answer to the question. A normal interaction between two parties would most often elicit the person posing the question to reassure the individual it was directed at. Statements along the lines of, "Don't worry if you can't remember, we'll move on," or "It was a long time ago, it must be difficult to recollect," would be afforded as a form of consolation and to also break the uncomfortable silence. Even during a legitimate witness statement, some form of emotional assistance or encouragement will often be given, especially to someone in the midst of recollecting a distressing moment or time period from the past. On this occasion, there is no such reassurance from the detective whatsoever, only a stoic gaze and not a single shift in body posture during the moments of silence.
I'm just trying to think through the news report.
Okay, dude, fuck you, Chad. Actually, fuck you, okay? Actually, fuck you. Do you understand? Like, literally fuck yourself, okay? Like, so what's up? Every time I just, like, wait for the top of the fucking hour, it's like, you know, it's just, if I wait for near the top of the hour, you're just gonna always fucking tomato me ahead of time? Yeah, it's top of the fucking hour, dude. Yeah. There you go. It's time for a 60-second ad break. I'm gonna run the ad now. If you no longer want to see the ads, you can subscribe. You can subscribe for $5 or you can subscribe for free with a Twitch Prime. God fucking damn it, dude. Oh, we won. Oh, look at me. I'm Chad. We won. Okay, there you go. Yeah, you fucking caught me, dude. Okay, you caught me before I hit the ad break. Now I'm just going to be sporadic and random, and it's going to fuck you up even further. How about that? How about fucking that? Here's the ad break now. Yeah, I remember a time when it used to be Dankies, dude. And now it's tomato time. It's always Tomato Town now whenever I run ads. Yeah.
Reports I read. No, I'm sorry, I can't remember what day that was, but what we learned after the fact was that the MPs had learnt of her death, I think quite a bit after her body had been discovered.
Okay.
So I think what happened, I'm sorry, just a second.
So if we were to you know, do a similar investigation in your background, is there anything you can think of that anybody may have misinterpreted, or anything in your history that somebody might say Russell Williams
absolutely.
did this?
No.
Okay.
Be very boring.
What's that?
It'll be very boring.
All right, because essentially that's what I'm looking at. Is it?
Yeah, no, it would not be. As a matter of fact, guess what? It was not very boring.
You seem like a very intelligent person, and I think you can see how a surprise like that would certainly set off some alarm bells in our investigation, right? Okay. So the next thing we need to cover off is, well, I'll just ask you this straight out. Given the types of crimes we're investigating, do you get much chance to watch television shows, CSI, things like that?
I do watch, I prefer Law and Order, but I do watch CSI occasionally, yes.
Okay. So you have an idea of, obviously, the forensic capabilities, things like that are out there. What would you be willing to give me today to help me move past you in this investigation?
What do you need?
Well, would you be willing to supply things like fingerprints, blood samples,
Sure.
things like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what is known in both psychology and philosophy as a crossroad, a moment in your life when a single and often instantaneous decision you make will take you on one of two exceedingly diverging paths in your journey. The only two pieces of evidence that police had acquired at this point in time were the tire tracks and the footprints outside the missing person's residence. What many are unaware of is that the DNA found on Marie France Como was not admissible, as her body was highly decomposed at the time of discovery, thus making any genetic analysis virtually impossible, as this was before the era of the latest DNA testing method known as next-generation sequencing. Only one of the sexual assault victims had male DNA found on the back of her neck, yet this was by far the least severe attack, which falls into the bracket of forcible confinement, and had no exterior elements connected to the more serious infractions of murder and rape. The evidence of the tire tracks would be easily refuted by a defense team, as they were a relatively common brand for off-road vehicles, which would extinguish the BRD standard of proof, also known as guilt beyond all reasonable doubt. The only significant piece of evidence were the footprints. It was the singular and emblematic element linked to the culpability of Jessica Lloyd's disappearance, and notice how the colonel looks down at his own boots as he gives his response to the following request.
Footwear impressions?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think that's what we're gonna ask you to do.
Okay.
All right. I told you when I came in here that I'm going to treat you with respect, and I've asked you to do the same for me. We talked about the whole idea of how we've approached you here, okay? The trying to be as discreet as possible, okay? But the problem is, Russell, is every time I walk out of this room, there's another issue that comes up, okay? And it's not issues that point away from you, it's issues that point at you, okay? And I want you to see what I mean, all right? This is the footwear impression of the person who approached the rear of Jessica Lloyd's house on the evening of the 28th and 29th of January.
Yeah.
Okay. Because essentially, when you're dealing with footwear impressions, we have a gentleman on the OPP who's basically world-renowned. His name is John Norman. And
another fake name. Dude, I don't believe these guys. Canada, fake country. All the names are fake. Jim Smith. This is my friend John Norman.
essentially, with footwear impressions, you're in a situation where you're pretty much in the area of fingerprints, okay?
All of the previous affirmations were fabricated for the sole purpose of heightening psychological pressure. Footprints are not even close to being as indistinguishable nor incriminating as fingerprints, and although footwear and tire track examiners exist and undergo extensive training, there were none on the premises at that time, and John Norman was in fact a regular police officer who simply printed out the images just 2 doors away from the interrogation.
This is called the lying technique. It's very effective.
Room.
This is a photocopy of the boot that you took off your foot just a little while ago, okay? Now, I'm not an expert in footwear impressions, so I rely on the experts. Footwear impressions are very much like...
Don't tell me this motherfucker's wearing the same shoe that he did the rape and murder in, dude. Are you fucking stupid?
Like fingerprint comparisons, okay? You take a look at this print, and again, this is one print. This person walked through, there's several different prints to compare. So we're going to get features off of one print to compare, features off another print to compare.
Yep.
These are identical. Okay. Your vehicle drove up the side of Jessica Lloyd's house. Your boots walked to the back of Jessica Lloyd's house on the evening of the 28th and 29th of January. Okay. You want discretion. We need to have some honesty, okay? Because this is getting out of control really fast, Russell. Okay, really, really fast.
I mean, that's crazy. One, more than one person can own the same shoe or have like a similar size. And even beyond that, a footwear impression, if not corrupted by like weather or whatever, you could probably figure out what, how much that person weighs, all this other shit, right? Like, I assume that a a footprint could show a lot. It would show how much you weigh. It would show like if you have any sort of like if you have like any sort of like walking problem or anything like that. But even then, no, and no. Wait, why not? Yeah, a foot. No, that can literally show your gait. It can show how much you weigh. It can show so many things. What the fuck are you talking about? It just entirely depends on the quality of the impression, though. Like if you know, they got it like immediately after it happened, if the weather wasn't terrible, you know what I mean? It would give you, depending on how many impressions they have, how many footprints they have, they could show you like literally your leg length. No, that's science fiction shit. No, it's not. But having said that, it's all entirely dependent on, you know, it's all entirely dependent on what the soil looked like, how weathered it was, and also, lastly, that, like, there aren't other fucking people that are suspects with the same shoe size and same shoe, shit like that. So it can't be all that. Like, I don't think you can, you know, I don't think you can use that to, like, 100% say, like, this is the person. It's not going to be the nail in the coffin. Yeah, that's what, no, I know, I understand. You can use it. You can use it to figure out if this person is a suspect or not.
This relates to the previously stated tactic of the interrogator exaggerating and mystifying his own powers while maintaining significant level of rapport with the suspect. He's essentially telling the colonel that he is still a friend, yet the powers that he has can only benefit him if he acknowledges the accusation, which at this moment isn't a full confession, only that he was present at the scene in question. The reason that
Dude, I already fucking ran the ad, guys. Jesus Christ. I ran the ad an hour ago, man. I ran the ad not an hour ago, sorry. Like in the beginning of the hour. Chill. I need you guys to stop throwing tomatoes at me, dude. I'm like sad. Every time I say having said that, you throw tomatoes at me. Making me sad, dude.
Detective asserts to the suspect's presence at the crime scene, while not directly accusing him of the actual crime, is for the purpose of affording him multiple options of how he chooses to respond. An outright accusation can often lock up a suspect and cause them to deny everything as a reflex response, and this often leads to them requesting legal counsel and stopping the interrogation dead in its tracks. Affording the suspect an exit strategy results in a higher chance of acknowledgement. As an example, the colonel could admit that he happened to be at the crime scene at the time in question, yet think up ulterior reasons as to why he was there. It wouldn't be a full confession, yet it would get the detective one foot in the door, and this primary admittance would then become the new platform for further building the case against the suspect. Research shows that once a person has complied with a small request, they are more likely to comply with a larger demand.
All right, I came in here a few hours ago And I called you the way I called you today because I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt. But you and I both know you were at Jessica Lloyd's house. And I need to know why.
What the fuck? Bro, the rest of that partition is falling off, dude. Literally in the process, we are watching his hair. It's sliding down.
Well, I don't know what to say. It's,
Well, you need to explain it because this is the other problem we're having, Russell. Okay?
Bro, how are you not gonna be like, motherfucker, am I the only person on the planet who has the same shoe? Like, not to give the fucking murderer rapist like any ideas here, because obviously, you know, what's done is done. But like, how are you not going to say, like, what, you think like I'm the only one who owns this fucking pair of shoe in Canada? I know there's like 12 people in Canada, but like, you know, that means 11 other people could potentially own this shoe. Chill.
Again, these decisions are made by me. Right now, there's a search warrant being executed at your residence in Ottawa. Okay? So your wife now knows
No shot that's real. He's lying about that too, right?
what's going on. There's a search warrant being executed at your residence in Tweed, and your vehicle's been seized. Okay? You and I both know they're going to find evidence that links you to these situations. Okay? You and I both know that the unknown offender, male, may.
God damn it, dude. What the fuck is up with this audio?
On Marie France Comeau's body is going to be matched to you, quite possibly before the evening's over. Okay? This is a major investigation. The Center of Forensic Science is on call 24 hours a day helping us with this. Your opportunity to take some control here and to have some explanation that anybody is going to believe is quickly expiring.
The narrative technique is a variant of the reframing technique, which is when the interrogator reframes the risks associated with not cooperating, and also the gains associated with cooperating. In this particular instance, he's magnifying the beneficial elements of the suspect being able to tie his own narrative to the crimes, while also increasing the fear of him having that same opportunity taken away.
Okay? Russell, listen to me for a second, okay? When that evidence comes in, when that DNA match, when that phone rings and somebody knocks on this door, your credibility.
Okay, what if this guy's a boss? He already told someone that, like, you know, to call him in, which will be fucking sick. If he like already told someone on the other side, like when he walked out before, like, call me in, you know, half an hour exactly or whatever.
It's gone. Okay? Because this is how credibility works, all right? And I know you're an intelligent person and you probably don't need to hear this explanation, but I also know your mind's racing right now, okay? Because I've sat across a lot of people in your position over the years, okay? The bottom line is that as soon as we get that piece of evidence that solidifies it, DNA, okay? As soon as the expert in footwear impressions, the expert in tire impressions calls and says, yes.
Wow, that's crazy that they have both an expert in tire impressions and footwear impressions. I guess, you know.
I've examined those and they're a match. It's all over. Because as soon as that happens, where's your credibility? Where's your believability? Russell, you know there's only one option. What other option is there?
What's the option?
Well, I don't think you want the cold-blooded psychopath option.
Dude, when he goes, what options are there? It's over. Like, look at this cross arm technique, dude. He's completely closed off. He knows he's fucked. He is so fucked. And he is so aware of it. Like, an innocent person in his situation would be like, dude, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, This is absolutely ridiculous. What's happening here is crazy. Like, I've never been here. Or, you know what I mean? Like, even if he had been there, like, he'd be like, I'm innocent. He would be declaring his innocence over and over again, not bargaining with the investigator, like, what options do I have?
I might be wrong. Okay, because don't get me wrong, I've met guys who actually kind of enjoyed the notoriety, got off on it. Got off on having that label. Bernardo being one of them. I don't see that in you. If I saw that in you, I wouldn't be back in here talking to you, quite frankly.
This is in essence the reframing technique that can also be interpreted